back. Okay, we're back now. So if you are here with me, we'll move on to Moodle again. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Rosillo. Hi, Angela. Bianca cannot see you. Fanny, Juan Jose, Joel, Jessica, Bianca, Cristina, Ana, Yacid, Matthews. Eric, I cannot see you either. Christian, Pamela, Fernando, Diego, Gaby, Fanny, Dianita, Elizabeth. Let me see who else. Alice, someone is coming back. Gaby and Jessie. Okay, so we're back. Okay, let's move back to Moodle again. We were listening at the story of Caroline Bertner, right? Caroline Bertner, a famous rich girl in the 70s. She came from a very wealthy French family, but she did not want to live as she was supposed to be, right? But she wanted to do something different. So she moved to New York and she started working as a model. But then in 1968, she went back to Paris. And then according to the picture, she was in the middle of a protest, right? They went on strike. And I think they were all students, according to what she was mentioning. Let's listen to the audio again. And these are the questions, okay? So let's focus on the questions. So this is what we have to do. In 1968, she was a communist, she wasn't interested in politics, or she was an anarchist. Okay, those are the three options. Number two, she loved the atmosphere because all the students were fighting for democracy, freedom, or peace. Number three, she was sitting on a friend's shoulder to take photos so that she could see better or because she was tired. Number four, she was carrying the flag because she brought it with her. She was a leader in the demonstration. Somebody gave it to her. Her grandfather died 6 months later, 6 days later, or 6 weeks later. So let's listen one more time.
1.44. En mai 1968, je suis rentrée à Paris.
In May 1968, I came back to Paris. It was a very exciting time. There were a lot of demonstrations and fighting between students and the police. I wasn't really interested in politics. I wasn't a communist or an anarchist, but I loved the atmosphere. All the students were fighting for freedom, for revolution, and the French police were everywhere. On May the 15th, I was with thousands of other young people. We were walking towards the Place de la Bastille. I was tired, so a friend picked me up and I sat on his shoulders. Another boy who was walking next to us was carrying a Vietnamese flag. It was the time of the Vietnam War. And he said to me, "Hey, could you carry the flag for me?" And I said, "Okay." There was so much happening that I didn't notice all the photographers. The next day, the photo was on the cover of magazines all over the world. When my grandfather saw it, he immediately ordered me to come to his house. He was furious, really, really angry. He said, "That's it, you're a communist. I'm not going to leave you anything, not a penny." I walked out of the room and I never saw him again. 6 months later, he died, and I didn't get any money from him. Nothing.
Okay. Okay, that's the story of Caroline Bertner. Okay, so what happened in 1968, according to the audio? What it could be the right option in here? What do you think?
Wasn't
interested in Polish.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything about being a communist. She said, I wasn't a communist. I wasn't an anarchist. I was just not interested in politics. So she didn't really care about the different politics ideologies, she was not interested at all. But she found herself within this huge mass of people, and they were all young people, students, right? So she really liked the atmosphere because all the students were fighting for democracy, freedom, or peace. What do you think? Which one? Freedom. Yeah, she said, I really like the fact that they were all fighting for freedom. Okay, so they were, since she considered herself a rebel and she saw that demonstration of rebelliousness from all the young people, she felt, she liked the atmosphere of everybody, you know, fighting for freedom. Okay, well, and then what happened when she was in the middle of that big group of people, she was sitting on a friend's shoulders to take pictures so that she could see better, because there was a lot of people, or because she was tired.
She was tired.
She was tired. She had been walking among the, you know, there was a lot of people, it was crowded. So she was really tired, and someone allowed her to sit on someone's shoulders, right? That's why she's like on top of someone's shoulders in the picture. She was carrying a flag, a Vietnamese flag that I can remember, because she brought it with her. She was a leader in the demonstration, or somebody gave it to her.
She was a leader in demonstration.
She was a leader.
She was not actually a leader. Why not? She said that she was not interested in any of the different, I mean, she was just there. It happened that she was there, and somebody gave it to her. Since she was on top of someone's shoulders, you know, she could wave the flag and everybody could see it from all the way up where she was. So somebody gave it to her and she was carrying the flag, you know, just to help them. And then once she went back home, what happened to her grandfather? Did he like the idea that she was within that?
My body God.
What happened to his grandfather? He was really mad. He didn't like her. I like to see her, you know, because there was a picture taken and she was in the front page of a newspaper. And when he saw that it was his granddaughter, he became furious, right? He was really mad. And then he said, that's it. I'm not gonna give you any money. I'm not gonna leave you not even a penny. So he didn't leave her any money. She thought, since her grandfather was very rich, she would inherit some of his money. But after he saw the picture, he said, that's it. I'm not gonna leave you anything. And he did it. But what happened sometime after they had this argument? When did he die? 6 months later, 6 days later, or 6 weeks later?
6 months.
6 months later. Her grandfather died, and she didn't have any money. She didn't have any money. So she ended being, she didn't inherit any of his money. So that's it. Okay, that's the story of Caroline Berthner. She could have been rich, but because the picture was taken, her grandfather did not leave any of his money to her.
A mí se me cerró un tiempo, porque no me salió mal, y se me cerró el otro, se me fue el tiempo.
Who is it? Rocío? No.
Yes.
Pero. Rocío, okay. Okay, you can try again. Let me see. Let me go in here all the way down. Okay. Okay, you can try again. Rocío, Yacid, Iván.
A mí también, Miss.
Okay, who is it? Who is it? Jessie, no.
Diana.
Okay, Dianita. Diana Macías o Diana Salinas?
Salinas.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I have to Diana. see, I don't know if it's in here. Jessica, Gabby Macias. Okay. Where are you? Okay. Okay, Janita Elizabeth. Okay. There you go. Okay, I think we're done, right? Pretty easy. There was just some options to select according to what she described in the audio. Why is it called the picture that costs a fortune? Now we understand, right? Because of the picture that cost Caroline a lot of money. Okay, and that is the end of unit 2B, right? That's the end. Now we can move on to unit 2C. Okay, let me make it visible to you so we can work to see. Let me see. Just give me one moment. Okay. Okay, but before we do that, let's do something different. Okay, let's play something. Let's play something. I promise it won't take too long, but let's play. Okay. Let's play some quizzes. Okay, so I'll share the code with you. And this is about past continuous versus simple past tense. Okay, so you will find some questions about either past continuous or past simple. Okay, so please join the game. Let me share the link so it could be easier for you to access through Zoom. Okay, there you go. So that's the link to join the game. Okay. Remember that every activity will be graded. So this will have a grade too. So please join the game. We're going to be playing, but at the same time it's playing, practice, and it's class participation, right? Because if you're here, you're playing, right? If you were not, you are not playing. And I'm using past continuous. Okay, that's it. So there's Gabby here, Angela, Juana, Cristina, Said, Yasid, Diana, Alice, and Eric. Okay, Diana, I'm gonna ask you to join again because there's two Dianas. I think there's one Diana that is not here. So join again, but write your last name, okay? Because if I have two Juanes or two Dianas or two Cristinas, I need at least the last name so I can know which Diana is it, okay? Okay. Fe, Ronald, Jesse, Rosillo, Joel, okay, Christian, 18 people. I'm still missing more people. Eric is here. Let me see. What is Vero? I'm missing Vero. Cristina. What is Cristina? Oh, Cristina. I mean, I'm looking at you in the game. Oh, there she is. Joel. ¿Dónde está Joelito? Okay, Joel is here. Diana, you have, okay, Diana Salinas. There, okay, thank you. Because I have another Diana, but I think she's not here. Angela, where is it, Angela? Jessica. Fanny, where is Fanny? Juana. Diego, Ana, Christian, Summers, Andy. Let me see, who am I missing? 21, but I have 32 students. According to my list, I have 32 people. So I should have at least 30 people because I think Mr. Hidalgo is not here. Mr. Useche is not here. And I think I'm missing somebody else. So I should have at least 29 or 30 students, right? And once I click on start, you will not be allowed to join the game. Eso tiene de peculiar quizzes. Una vez que se empieza a jugar, nadie más ya se puede unir. Y ya si se quedó, pues se quedó del juego, ¿no? So, Juanita, where is Juanita? Verónica, let's see. Juana was here a long time ago. Fanny. Matthews, where is it, Matthews? I think Mateo is not here, right? Ronald, where is it, Ronald? Ronald, did you join? Rocio, Eric. Let me see. Let me see. Who else? Okay, so nobody else. 23. Okay. 23 a la una. 23, 2. And 23, 3. I'm turning my camera off. While Tom played the piano, his mother do the washing up. So there's 2 options. And there's just 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds and then time will be over. Okay. Okay. Time's up. Okay, good. Okay. Let's keep on moving. Let me see. While Tom was playing the piano, his mother did the washing up. Okay, so he was doing something and then his mother was she was washing something, right? Okay, next. Okay, next question. When I get up yesterday, the sun shined. When I got up, when I was getting up, the sun was shining or shine. And there's 2 options and 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, good, Jacid. Jacid, Anna, Christian, Diego, and Andy. Good. When I got up yesterday, the sun was shining. So I'm describing something, right? Good. Next. After I brushed my teeth, I went to bed or I was going to bed. Okay. Time is over, almost. Okay. See. And this is this top 5. Good. They was driving, they were driving, or they drove very fast when the car hit the tree. So again, there's a description, something that already happened, while something else happened right there at the moment, but in the past. Okay. Good. Cristina, number 5. They were driving fast when the car hit the tree. Good. Next. Where did you buy, where were you buying these beautiful shoes? Okay. Wait. Leaderboard. See, Diego, Juana, Cristina, and Anita. Where did you buy these beautiful shoes? The shoes past tense. Okay, one more. Could be past or past continuous or a mix of both. Next one. Wait. Happening here. Okay. George ride a bike when it rained. Write, wrote, was writing, or were writing. Okay, see how the leaderboard goes. Yacid still number 1. Diego, Juana, Cristina, and Anita. Okay, was writing a bike when it rained. One more. Dun, 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 dun. Sophie was eating his breakfast. Sophie was eating her breakfast. I think there's a mistake here. When a bird into the kitchen flew or was flying? Into the kitchen. What do you think? Okay. Leaderboard. Okay, good. And the right option was flew. Sophie was eating her breakfast when a bird flew into the kitchen. Next. Okay. We watch TV when my parents arrived. It's not watch, it's watched TV. If we're talking about we were watching. Yes, we were watching TV when my parents arrived. I think any of these are actually right. So this will not be valid. Yeah. No. We were watching because we're talking about more than one people, right? Good. Okay, one more. We went, we was going, or we were going swimming every day when we were young. Okay. Still some seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4. And that's it. Okay. Let's see what was the right answer. And according to the game, we went swimming every day when we were young. Is it right or not? What do you think? I think it's not right. We went swimming. What should be the right answer in here? I think none of these are right. What do you think? Eric.
We were.
It could be we used to go swimming, or we were going swimming every day when we were young. We were going swimming. Yeah. Okay. So none of these are actually right. Okay, let's see how the next one goes. Okay, what about this one? Tina was dancing or danced when she fell and hurt her leg. So Tina was dancing, Tina were dancing. If we're talking about Tina, it's a female. And if it's a female, it should be, let me see. She was dancing when she fell. Good. Next one. Philip was washing the car when or while the fire started. So he was washing the car, and then what happened? Let's see, what do you think? Okay. Good. That's it. Excellent. When the fire started. So he was doing something and then all of a sudden the fire started. Okay. But he's describing what was he doing at the moment. Okay, next. I was going to the cinema last night when I was meeting my old friend from primary school. So you might have been in a place when you usually, it happened, right? It happens. You are in a place and then you meet people and could be people you haven't seen in ages. Okay, good. Good. I was going to the cinema when I met someone I had not seen in a long time. Good. One more. He was sleeping. He wasn't sleeping. He didn't sleep when I called him. He was playing on his computer. Okay, let's see. Good. Good. He wasn't sleeping. Why? Because he was playing on his computer. Good. And I think this is the last one, right? Let me see. One more. The baby slept, was ringing, slept, slept, or was sleeping when the phone ringing, rung, ring, or rang. So there's 4 options, but only one is correct. The baby was sleeping when the telephone rang. My cell phone rang. Okay, one more. And this is the last one. I looked for my purse, or I was looking for my purse when I was dropping, or dropped my credit card. Again, they're describing something was happening at a time something else happened. Okay, let's see. I think this is the last one, right? Okay, good. Okay, and it was actually the last one. I was looking for my purse when I dropped my credit card. And that's it. That's it. We finished the game. And this game will actually it will give me a report from everybody else's participation. So congratulations, Jacid, Juana, and Diego. They've got the first, second, and third place in the game. But I think I also had Cristina and Diego too, right? I think I mentioned Diego. Yeah, and this is the overview of everybody's answers. So if you did not fail that much, this is how it looks like. Okay, and now let's go back to Moodle. Okay, let me close that now. And let me see, let me show you Unit 2C, right? This is where we should be right now. So this is Unit 2C. It's called One Dark October Evening. Okay, so this is about a story. Let me see if I have the picture in my slides, which is better. Sometimes it looks much better. Okay, yeah. Let me go back to my slides. So there's a reading, and from the reading, there will be some questions, okay? Why is it called One Dark Evening, One Dark October Evening? So this is the story of a couple and how they met, okay? Their names are Hannah and Jamie. And this is the story of how the relationship started. Okay. So let's read. Jessica, can you start? And here, this is where we are. Can you start reading? Hannah met Jamie.
I met Jamie in the summer of
2010.
It was Hannah, 21,
21st.
and she and her friends went to a club.
What is a club? Before we continue. So it was her birthday and she and her friends went to a club. So what is a club? How can you describe what a club is? Saeed, what do you think? I'm gonna stop so we can understand some of the words that might be new for some of you or for everyone. So a club is a place where you go to dance, to have a drink, to spend some time with your friends. Usually it's a place where there's other people and sometimes there's people singing, there's a band playing, and that is a club. Okay, so since it was her birthday, they went to a club to celebrate. Okay. Oh, Jessica, I'm sorry, you can continue.
They wanted to dance, but they didn't like the music, so Hannah went to speak to the DJ. This music is awful, she said. How you play sometime else? The teacher looked at her and said, "Don't worry, I have the perfect song for you."
Okay, good. Thank you, Jessica. So it was Hannah's 21st birthday. They went to a club to celebrate her birthday. The music was not really the best music. They didn't like the music, right? So Hannah went to the DJ and she said, could you play something else? Sometimes you don't like where they are playing and you can ask the DJ for another song, right? So the DJ looked at her and he said, don't worry, I have the perfect song for you. Okay, and then what happened after that? Joel, can you read?
Yes.
2 minutes later, he said, the next song is be scooting for girls. It's
called?
It's called Blue as Your Eyes.
Eyes.
Eyes. And it's for a beautiful girl. Was dancing over there.
Okay.
Hannah and now
Hannah knew that
the song was for her.
For her. And there's a missing space. I mean, there's a blank space, but we have to guess. But we can leave it blank and then we can keep reading. Hannah
and her friends left the club. The DJ was waiting for her at the door. Hi, I am Jamie. He said to Hannah. Can I see you again? So Hannah gave him her phone number.
Okay, so what happened between Hannah and the DJ? So she didn't like the music, right? So she went to him and she asked for another song. And he said, don't worry, I have the perfect song for you. And what was the name of the song? Can you use the chat to give me some answers? You never use the chat. You can use the chat. If you don't, I mean, you can write your answers and you are practicing right? Either if you make a mistake, don't worry, but try. Okay, so 2 minutes later, he said, the song is by Scouting for Girls. So Scouting for Girls is the name of the band, right? And what is the name of the song? You can use the annotation tool too. I think you can use it, right? And you can underline, yes?
Sundali.
Not really.
No.
Nope. What is the name of the song that he played for Hannah? No one? Can you use the annotation tool? I
Blue
think you
has
can,
your
right?
eyes.
Blue has your
Eyes.
eyes, isn't here. It's called Blue has. Can you use the annotation tool? Si pueden usar esta opción de anotar. Ustedes tienen la función de usarlo. I think you can, right? Así como yo estoy haciendo. The annotation tool es en español dice anotar. Y es algo que le permite escribir aquí. Excelente, Bianca. Siempre le digo Bianca. So you can do it like me. So if you know the answer, instead of writing, you can underline. You can even add text in here. You can add, I mean, there's plenty of things you can do. If you made a mistake and you want to erase it, there's an eraser and you take it out. If you want to underline, if you want to add or stamp something or highlight something, you can do it like this. This is like a pointer. So I can use this to let you know that I am here, for example. Okay, and then what happened after that? Hannah knew the song was for her, right? And then Hannah and her friends, they left the club. And then when they were about to leave, the DJ was waiting for her at the door. And what did he ask Hannah when she was leaving, before she left? What did he ask her? Juanita.
Can you
Jessica.
say again?
Can
Can
I
I-
see you again? So what does it mean? Wait, can I see you again? And what he asked, I mean, what did she give to him? What did she give him?
The number.
The number, phone number.
So she gave him her phone number, right? So it means that he was interested and she wasn't really that, she was interested too, right? Otherwise she wouldn't have given him her number, right? So Anna gave him her phone number. And then what happened after that? Eric, can you keep reading? Now where are we? I can use this. So we are here.
Okay.
Jamie.
Jamie phoned Hannah and invited her to dinner.
To dinner, and then?
He took her to a very romantic French restaurant.
Okay.
And they talked all evening. I thought the food wasn't very good. They had a wonderful time. Jamie and Hannah saw each other every day, every evening. When Hannah finished work, they met at 5:30 in a coffee bar in the nice street. They were madly in love.
So what happened? Love was blooming, right? He found her and then they went out for dinner, right? Where did they go on their first date? Where did
restaurant.
So he took Hannah to a very romantic place. It was a very romantic, a very romantic French restaurant, right? That's the first place they went. It was a very romantic French restaurant. I'm going like very, I want to do it very straight, but I can't. Okay, and then what happened after that? They started seeing each other, talking every day, right? And then after that, after many dates, they fell in love, right? So they used to meet at 5:30 in a coffee bar in the high street, and they were really, really deeply and madly in love, right? And then what happened after that to this romantic story? Rocio, can you keep reading? We are here now.
Yes. Hannah was at work. Usual, she was going to meet Hannah.
Jamie.
At 5:13, it was dark and it was raining. She looked at her watch. It was 5:20. It was going to be later. She ran to her come and go in. At 5:25. She was driving along the high
street. Okay, and then something happened. Okay, let me make it. Oh, no, let me move this a little bit. I have to erase everything now because I have to do something else. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me move the picture a little bit like this because the last section is gonna be difficult to read. Okay, so she was already late, right? She was late and she was in a rush, right? She got in the car and it was 5:55 and she was driving along the high street. And then what happened? Said, can you read the last section?
Me.
Yes. Oh, if you want to read, of course. This is where we are. Of course, go ahead.
Summers.
Okay, Summers, go ahead.
She was going very fast because she was in a hurry.
And then, well, there's a missing gap. A man
ran across the road. She was wearing a dark coat, so Hannah didn't see him at the first. Quickly, she put her foot on the brake.
And then we don't know what happened after that, right? But what could happen if she was in a hurry and there was a man crossing the road and he was wearing a dark coat? So what might have happened? So Hannah didn't see him at first. So quickly she put her foot on the brake, and what happened after that? What do you think? How does the story end? It doesn't say in here, right?
It doesn't say.
But what could have happened in the very end?
An accident.
Maybe she's going to hospital. She's going
to... maybe she hit the guy and then he ended in the hospital. Or what could have happened? What could be ending number 2, like the movies, right? We might have one ending or 2 endings or 3 endings, different endings, right? So what could be another end of the story? Said, what do you think? How the story might finish?
I mean, it's maybe hit the boy, or I don't know. She can break a time.
Okay, maybe she could manage the car and she could manage the car in a way that that she avoid hitting him, right? She pressed the brake and then maybe she could stop just before hitting him, right? And maybe she stopped in here. So it didn't, so there was no one injured, right? So that might be another ending. Or what could have happened? So the guy was hit, the guy was not hit, he survived. Or what happened to Hannah? What if a police officer was around or was close? And then he was looking at her, like trying to stop before hitting the guy? Maybe she was driving too fast. And what could the police officer might have told Hannah? What do you think? And these are some of the questions I have already asked you. Why did Hannah go to speak to Jamie? What was the restaurant like? Why was Hannah driving fast? So we might have different endings, right? But what we have to find now, we have to try to find the missing expressions or time sequencers. So what is it, a time sequencer? These are like expressions or words that can help you to describe the different events in a story. So at the beginning, the first one, it says when they went into a club and she didn't like the music, and she went to the DJ to ask for another song. And the first expression is 2 minutes later, right? 2 minutes later, 10 minutes later. And that is the first expression used to tell the story, right? And now there's a number 2, missing gap. So, and we have other options. These are the options. It could be after that. It could be next day, one evening in October, suddenly, 2 minutes later. So what could be number 2? What do you think? Suddenly. Okay, let's read. It's called Blue Has Your Eyes, and it's for a beautiful girl who's dancing over there. Anna knew the song was for her. Suddenly, Hannah and her friends left the club. What do you think? Is it right or not? Or is there any other word that could be used? What do you think? It could be after that. After that, or suddenly, and Hannah and her friends left the club. The teacher was waiting for her at the door. Okay, hi, I'm Jamie, he said to Hannah. Can I see you again? So Anna gave him her phone number. Okay, it could be. Is there any other options? It could be after that. Okay, and then what about number 3? She gave him her phone number, right? And then we don't know how much time it passed since the last time she gave him her number, and then they could see each other again. So what could be number 3? What could go in here? What do you think? What do you think? What goes there? Which expression can we use in there? What do you think? No one? Anyone? So these are like, this is the story, and these words can help you describe what happened first, and then after, and then a day later, a week later, and then 2 minutes later, and then when something else happened after that, suddenly. So these are called connectors or time sequencers. So the first one was already done, but the second one wasn't done. So which could go number 2 and number 3, for example? What do you think?
Suddenly?
Could be suddenly, but it's actually when. When they were about to leave the club, they were leaving, right? So when Hannah and her friends left the club, it was then that he was waiting for them at the door. And he was waiting for her so he could grab her phone number. So in here, it should be when. And we can actually use the annotation tool to add a text This is how you use annotation to write. When Anna and her friends left the club, the DJ was waiting for her at the door. And then number 3, what do you think? When is done. 2 minutes later is done. He was really interested in going out with her. So what could be number 3?
One evening in October.
Could be, but there's another option, a little better.
Next day.
Next day. So because he didn't want to wait, right? He wanted to go out with her. So next day, let me see. Next day, Jamie phoned Hannah and invited her to dinner. He took her to a very romantic restaurant, right? They fell in love. Although the food wasn't very good, they had a good time. And then what happened after that? What do you think?
After that.
After that, Jamie and Hannah saw each other every day. After that, wait. Sorry. I think I have to rewrite again. Let me open. After that. So what happened after that? Hannah and Jamie started seeing each other every day. Every evening when they finished work, they met at 5:30 in a coffee bar. And then they were madly in love. And then sometime after this, so what could it be number 5? What do you think? Angelita.
One evening in October.
One evening in October. Well, we're describing, right? Then much later, one evening in October. What happened here? Let me see. Just give me 1 second. Oh no, let me go back. Okay. Let me write it in here. One evening in October. Hannah was at work as usual. She was going to meet Jamie, but then it was 5:55. She was driving along the high street. She was going fast because she was in a hurry. And then number 6.
Suddenly.
Suddenly, in here we can use suddenly. Suddenly, de pronto, de repente, suddenly a man ran across the road and he was wearing a dark coat. And then she hit the brakes. She didn't see him at first, but we don't know what happened in the very end. She might have avoided hitting the guy. Maybe she hit the guy. Maybe a police officer gave her a fee or a fine, I'm sorry, because she was driving too fast. We don't know how the story ends, but this is somehow how we can add these connectors to make the story easy to understand. So what happened first, and then, and suddenly, after, then, finally, suddenly, one evening. Okay, so this is how we use connectors to understand and to tell stories. Now, let's go back to Moodle. Let me show you something in Moodle now. And let me see. Let me go back. Let me show you where we are now. We are now in Unit 2C, right? And it's called One Dark October Evening. That's why the name of the unit is called One Dark October Evening, because of the story of Hannah and Jamie and their love story, right? So in here, in here we have to listen to the story. And in here we have the text. We already did it, but within this story in the audio, they will say all these expressions so we can easily place them in the right place, okay?
1.45.
Let me turn the
Hannah
volume
met
up.
Jamie in the summer of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
It was Hannah's 21st birthday, and she and her friends went to a club. They wanted to dance, but they didn't like the music, so Hannah went to speak to the DJ.
This music is awful.
She said.
Could you play something else?
The DJ looked at her and said,
Don't worry, I have the perfect song for you.
2 minutes later, he said,
The next song is by Scouting for Girls. It's called Blue as Your Eyes, and it's for a beautiful girl who's dancing over there.
Hannah knew that the song was for her. When Hannah and her friends left the club, the DJ was waiting for her at the door.
Hi, I'm Jamie,
he said to Hannah.
Can I see you again?
So Hannah gave him her phone number. Next day, Jamie phoned Hannah and invited her to dinner. He took her to a very romantic French restaurant, and they talked all evening.
Yeah, but you were throwing some amazing shapes though. I mean, I just couldn't stop looking at you.
Although the food wasn't very good, they had a wonderful time. After that, Jamie and Hannah saw each other every day. Every evening when Hannah finished work, they met at 5:30 in a coffee bar in the high street. They were madly in love. One evening in October, Hannah was at work. As usual, she was going to meet Jamie at 5:30. It was dark and it was raining. She looked at her watch. It was 5:20. She was going to be late. She ran to her car and got in. At 5:25, she was driving along the high street. She was going very fast because she was in a hurry. Suddenly, a man ran across the road. He was wearing a dark coat, so Hannah didn't see him at first. Quickly, she put her foot on the brake.
Okay, and that's how the story ends. Okay, so now that we listen to the audio, it would be much easy, right? It would be easier to find where all these words should go. Okay, so now you try it. Please try it yourself because we already did it on the slides. I wanted you to read and to understand, and then to try to find it yourself without listening to the audio. And then, so by the time you listen to the audio, it could be even easier to understand, okay? So try it now. Try it now, because then you might forget, okay? And this is how you practice listening. Once you understand, you can listen. If you want to listen again, you can listen one more time. But first you have to read. And this is how we combine all the skills, right? Because we are training our ears, we're training...
Miss.
Yes.
En el examen vamos a tener también listening.
Yes, of course, there will be a listening activity. Yeah, and there will be questions about, and then an audio that you have to listen to, and then something that you have to...
el oral también, ¿verdad?
Yes, yeah, there will be reading, listening, writing, speaking, use of English, vocabulary, everything.
¿Y el oral de qué se trata?
It could be questions, it could be telling a story, it could be describing a picture, it could be just like an interview. I don't know yet how it will be done, but you will have to, you will be asked to talk about something, or maybe given some questions, or given or telling a story, could be a story. And then you have to describe something. Yeah, there's many ways, but that's up to the teacher, right? Yeah, it's not gonna be me asking the questions. There's gonna be someone else. So we have to get ready. That's why we're practicing. So this is the first one, okay? That is 1A. This is the one we are practicing now. Okay, these are the results. So by now, most of you should be done. Okay, and there's something else about this story. Let me see. This is 1C. Okay, so these are connectors. These are called time sequencers or connectors. From memory, complete the sentences from the stories with so, because, or although. Then check with the story. So let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Angela, can you read the first one?
She was going very fast.
Is it although, because, or so? What do you mean?
Because.
Why she was going fast? Because she was in a hurry. Because it was 5:20 and she had to be somewhere at 5:30. So she only had 10 minutes. So she was in a hurry. That's why. Okay. Number 2. Jessie.
Me.
Okay, no. Okay. Yeah, of course. I'm always calling because I don't know. I don't hear anyone, willing to speak. So, okay, go.
And also, the food wasn't very good. And they have a wonderful time.
Good. So, although the food was not really nice, I mean, they didn't care about the food, right? Because they wanted to have a good time. And they have, Number 3. Can you do it, Summers?
So.
He was wearing a dark coat.
He was.
So Hannah didn't see him at the first.
So it was difficult for her to see that there was someone crossing because it was dark, it was raining, and the guy was wearing a dark coat. Usaba un abrigo oscuro, so it was hard, right? So it wasn't really her fault, but she was driving fast. So that's it. These are just sequencers or connectors, so we can understand why some actions happen after a while, so that's it. If you're telling a story, that's it. Uy, that was fast. Okay, I have Jacit, Rocio, Juanita, Angela. What is it, Ronald? Okay, Ronald is here. Fanny, Angela, Summers. I don't see you here. Dianita, let me see.
No encuentro la actividad, no sé cuál es.
This is 1C. We're on unit 2C and this is 1C. Let me go back so I can show you. Okay, this is where we are. 2C is called One Dark October Evening. We did first one, 1A, and this is what we are. This is where we are now, 1C. Okay. And in here on grammar, I think this is a practice about connections, right? About connectors, that's the word. So this is another story, but in here, we don't know what happened first, and then after that, and then next, and then after, and then at the end. So we can try to read all the statements and guess what happened at the beginning and what was number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Okay, try to do it yourself this time. I'm not gonna guide you too much because I want you to try. Let's think of this as the reading exam, okay? Because you might have something like this. Put the sentences in the right order. So what could happen first? What could be number 1? What do you think?
Teacher, ¿cuál es la actividad?
This is one grammar section, 1A. And the unit is 2C. So what happened first? He told me he was a policeman and they were looking for a thief. Then another man tried to do the same. One day in 2011, I was standing by the queue for a bus. Next day, I read the story in a newspaper. When the second man went in front of me, I told him to go and stand in the queue for a bus. A few seconds later, the first policeman got off the bus. Suddenly, a man ran in front of me and got on the bus. After that, a police car came and took the men away. So what is it, number one? What do you think, Eric?
The first, I think, is one day.
Ajá. Ajá. One day. It's like when you're saying, once upon a time, one dark evening in December, like the beginning of the story, right? One day in 2011, I was standing in the queue for a bus. I was standing like this, right? And then, what could be number two?
Next day.
No, a few
There's-
seconds later.
But
The
there's
first-
something else.
Suddenly.
important. Suddenly,
Yo
I was
creo que es la cena another man.
Suddenly, a man ran in front of me and got onto the bus. Because I was waiting for the bus, right? And then all of a sudden, there was a man and he ran in front of me. So I said, well, and then what happened? What could be number three?
He told me he was a policeman.
Something else. There was
Then
actually
another man
tried
tried
to do the same.
to do the same.
Then another man tried to do the same. Very weird, right? Imagínense aquí en Guayaquil, usted está parado esperando el bus. De pronto pasa y le cruza a alguien. Alguien al lado suyo. Y usted.
Y nos roban.
Then I'm thinking about Guayaquil, right? I'm trying to relate this to our reality, right? Y luego usted ve que otro tipo también se acerca y usted ya está like this. Then another man tried to do the same. Ya usted dice, uy, Dios mío, ya aquí, ya. And then what could happen after that?
When the second man went in front of me.
When the second man went in front of me, I told him to go and stand in the queue for a bus. Porque ya, pues, una persona se le mete. Luego viene otro, también se le mete. ¿Y usted qué le dice? Ya, pues, vaya, póngase en la fila. Y yo que estoy pintada. ¿No es cierto? So, go and stand in the queue for the bus. I mean, I was here before, right? Okay, and then, what happened after that?
He told me he was a policeman.
He told me he was a policeman and they were looking for a thief. Puede ser que le pase eso también aquí. No, si yo soy policía, estamos buscando a alguien. ¿Y usted qué le dice? And then, he told me he was a policeman and they were looking for a thief. And then what about number 6?
A few seconds later.
And then, a few seconds later, let me see, where is it? A few seconds later, the first policeman got off the bus with a man. Y usted dice, ¡ah! ¿Y cómo es eso? Y del bus se baja un policía con alguien que agarraron ya. Y usted se queda, ¿qué fue? ¿Qué pasó? And then, so she realized that there was actually a police officer inside the bus and they grabbed the suspicious guy and they got off the bus.
After that.
And then,
After that, a police car.
After that, a police car.
And then you realize that there was a police car outside and they took the man away. And then, what was the last one?
Next day,
I read the story in the newspaper.
Y luego al día siguiente, ahí en Instagram, ¿quién es el famoso que pasa las historias? Las historias de el influencer que es como el extra en Instagram. Then you go to Instagram and then you realize that there were actually thieves and they were and they had been already captured by the police, right? Because it was on the newspapers. Now we're not reading newspapers, but now we have Instagram. And they, oh, I was right there. It was me. And I saw the policeman, and when they grabbed the thieves and they got off the bus. And that's it. So that's another story.
Miss, can you please show the correct order of the story?
Oh, which one? Okay, let me go to, let's check somebody's attempt. Okay, I think Fanny is done. Okay, so this is how the sequence of events should be, okay? So we started on the first one. One day in 2011, suddenly a man ran in front of me, and then another man tried to do the same, but then when the second man went in front of me, I told him to go and stand in the queue, right? And then he told me he was a policeman and they were looking for a thief. But a few seconds later, the first policeman got off the bus with a man. And then after that, a police car came and took the man away. Finally, next day, I read the story in a newspaper. And that's it. So this is how these connectors and time connector words help you describe what happened and the order of every event. So it makes sense, right? Para que tenga lógica. So what happened at the beginning, and then after that, and then suddenly, and then the next day, and then somebody else, and then finally. And that's it. So let's go back to 2C. And this is the one we are trying now, right? We are trying to put the sentences in the right order. That is 1A. But there is one more. Let me see. This is another quiz. This is easy, okay? In here, we have to pronounce each of the words. Where the stress of the syllable in each of the words is very strong. If I say across, is it on the first one or second one? After, again, along, although, awful, because, birthday, evening, invite, perfect, second.
In the first.
So you have to decide if it's on the first or second syllable. Okay, let's see, try it. Oh, Catherine. Rocio, Rocio is already. I'm saying Catherine, but it's Rocio. So in here, you have to decide if it's in here, first or second one. After. Yo no digo after, right? It's after. Tampoco digo evening, digo evening. So, ¿dónde está el acento más pronunciado? Cuando usted pronuncia una palabra es como el español. Tiene como una sílaba que es como más pronunciada. Para que usted la pronuncie correctamente, tiene que identificarla. Invite. Yo no digo invite. I invite you. No, I invite you to my birthday. Perfect. It's not perfect. Como en español. No, nosotros decimos perfecto. But in English, it's not the same. It's perfect. Second. So that's what you have to choose where the stress is more emphasized in each of the words. That's it. Okay. So how do you practice this? By pronouncing it yourself. Así como yo hago. Yo lo pronuncio. Perfect. Okay, first one. Second, first one. Like this. So if you pronounce the words and you listen to your own voice, then it will be easier for you to identify where the stress syllable is strong, right? Es más fuerte. A veces you need to see. I think we have to do one more. We're about to finish. Good. Ya nos falta poquito, but I need you to do something else for me today. So let's see if we could finish this one so I can explain what I want you to do. Okay, Juanita, you can try again. Okay, let's look at Alice, attempt. What was it wrong? Okay. Cross, fine. After, again. So, la primera o la segunda. Again, second one. Along, second one. Although, second one. Awful, first one. Because, is it the first one or second one? What do you think? Because. So that's why it was wrong.
The second, because.
Birthday. Yo no digo birthday. No, right? Birthday. So is it the first or second? Evening. It's fine. Invite. Second one. Perfect. Fine. Second. Fine. So these are the mistakes that you can try again. Okay, let me see. Vamos a ver cómo vamos todos. Rocío, okay, Fanny, Verónica, Angelita, Diego, okay, María Cristina, Yacid, Fernando, okay, good, Fernando, Juan José, Pamela, Jessica, Jessie, Verónica, and Yacid. Okay, vamos a ver. Okay, we're about to finish. Ya estamos cerca. We're close. But we have to do one more. Creo que hay una más aquí. Espérenme. Let's go back to 2C. There's one more. Okay. Make verb phrases with a verb. Okay, let's see. What is this about? Okay, this is interesting. So these are some verbs. Give, take, live, drive, meet, wait, be, have, play, or run. So these are all action verbs. And we have some phrases, but we have to match where the verb should go. Is it have in a coffee bar? A wonderful evening. Is it run? Is it give? Is it take? So which should be the right verb according to the idea, right? A wonderful evening.
Have.
So what do you think? Which one?
Have.
Pass. For this, we don't
Have.
Oh, have. Have a wonderful evening. Yes, that's right. Good. One more. Along the high street in a hurry. And this is according to the story.
Drive.
Drive. She was driving along the high street. So drive, it makes sense, right? Drive along the high street. In a coffee bar.
Meet.
They meet at a coffee bar every day at 5:30. Okay. Somebody, your email or address or phone number. What could be the right verb? Eric, Vero, Rocio, Ronald. What do you think? Give. You usually give someone your email, right? Give someone your email or phone number, okay, or email. Okay, somebody to a restaurant. What do you think?
Wait someone to a restaurant.
Not really wait. It could be play, leave. I think it's not leave, right? What should make sense? Somebody to a restaurant. What do you think? Run?
Leave.
Be.
Meet?
Leave.
Meet somebody? No, it's not meet.
Be.
Live.
Which one? Leave. No, you don't leave.
Wrong.
Take. You take somebody to a restaurant. In English, in Spanish it's not the same, right? Nosotros decimos llevar a alguien a comer o a un restaurante. Pero en inglés es diferente. We say we take someone or somebody to a restaurant. But don't worry. For somebody. Is it
wait?
Wait. We wait for somebody. It could be in a coffee bar. It could be in a restaurant. You could wait in an office. You can wait anywhere, but you wait for someone. You usually wait for someone in a place, right? In a hurry. What do you think?
Run.
Run.
No. There's another better option.
B.
Mhm. You are in a hurry. She was in a hurry. That's why she was driving fast, right? Hannah, a song.
Play.
Play. You play a song. Play a song just for her, right? Blue has your eyes because he liked her. So that's why he played a song for her. The club very late.
Leave.
They left the club and then he was waiting for her. Across the road.
Run.
So there was a guy running across the road and it was dark, it was raining in the high street. And that's it. Ya estamos. Okay, good. Alice, good. Juana. Fernando. Okay, María Cristina, Angelita, Fanny, Bianca. Okay, good. Aquí me faltan, I need the boys. I need Joel. Let me see. Diego. Christian. I haven't seen Christian. I haven't listened to him. What is it, Christian? I think he's not here, right? Alice. What is it, Alice? Alice. A esas personas que intenten ingresar a la sesión 10 o 5 minutos antes, ya no las voy a dejar ingresar porque se supone que tenía que estar aquí. Le aviso por si acaso.
Ya terminé, licenciada, por si acaso.
Ya. So, ahorita si alguien quiere regresar, ya no va a regresar porque se supone que no estaba aquí, right? Okay. So, if you are here, you should be doing this. Thank you, Ronald. Let me see where Ronald is. Juana, Rocío, Fernando, María Cristina, Ángela, Pamela, Ronald. Okay, Ronald, good. Good. Said, Jessica, Gaby, and Summers. Okay, there you are. Déjame seguir. Yo sigo haciendo uploading. Every time I press F5, I can upload and update how the quizzes are being done. Okay, so by now, most of you are done. And that will be the end of Unit 2C. Let me see. We're missing anything. We're skipping something. And this is another story. We don't have like the text or the reading, but we have the pictures, right? So what? I think this is Hannah's story, right? When they met in a bar, when they met in the club, right? And then there's Hannah's phone, and then when they went out, and then when she was driving, and this is the guy running along the high street in a dark October evening. So let's see. There are two different endings. Remember, I was asking you what the end of the story could be. So there's actually two different endings. Let's listen.
1.50. Happy ending.
That's a happy ending.
Suddenly, a man ran across the road. He was wearing a dark coat, so Hannah didn't see him at first. Quickly, she put her foot on the brake. She stopped just in time. She got out of her car and shouted at the man.
Before you crossed the road, I nearly hit you. I didn't see you until the last moment.
Sorry. Hey, Hannah, it's me. It's Jamie.
Jamie, what are you doing here? I nearly killed you.
I was buying something. I was in a hurry and I crossed the road without looking.
Come on, get in.
It was Jamie.
Hannah and Jamie drove to the coffee bar. They sat down in their usual seats and ordered 2 cups of coffee.
Here you are. 2 cappuccinos.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What an evening. I nearly killed you.
Well, you didn't kill me. So what's the problem?
But what were you doing in the high street? I thought you were here, in the cafe, waiting for me.
I went to the theatre to buy these tickets for the Scouting for Girls concert. I know you wanted to go.
Oh, Oh,
And it's on the 15th of October, next Saturday, our anniversary.
our
So that was the happy ending, right? Actually, it was Jamie, and she could stop just in time, and then they went out again, and that was the happy ending. But let's listen to the sad ending.
1.51. Sad ending. Suddenly, a man ran across the road. He was wearing a dark coat, so Hannah didn't see him at first. Quickly, she put her foot on the brake. Although Hannah tried to stop, she couldn't. She hit the man. Hannah panicked. She drove away as fast as she could. When she arrived at the coffee bar, Jamie wasn't there. She called him, but his mobile phone was turned off. She waited for 10 minutes, and then she went home. 2 hours later, a car arrived at Hannah's house. A policewoman knocked at the door.
Good evening, madam. Are you Hannah Davis?
Yes, I am.
I'd like to speak to you. Can I come in?
The policewoman came in and sat down on the sofa.
Are you a friend of Jamie Dixon?
Yes,
said Hannah.
Well, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
What? What's happened?
Jamie had an accident this evening.
Oh, no. What kind of accident?
He was crossing the road and a car hit him.
When did this happen? And where?
This evening at 5:25. He was crossing the road in the high street by the theatre.
Oh, no. How is he?
He's in hospital. He's got a bad injury to his head and 2 broken legs.
But is he going to be okay?
We don't know. He's in intensive care.
Oh, no. And the driver of the car?
She didn't stop.
She?
Yes, it was a woman in a white car. Somebody saw the number of the car. You have a white car outside, don't you, madam? Is your number plate XYZ 348S?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Can you tell me where you were at 5:25 this evening?
Wow. So what was the sad ending? What happened to Jamie and Hannah? What happened at the very, very end? Who was the person who actually hit the guy? And Jamie was really bad, right? He was in really bad condition. And it was actually his own girlfriend who hit him, right? So that was really sad. That's the sad ending. It was actually Hannah, right? Now, this is what I want you to do for me. I want you to tell me a story, okay? So now we are going to tell a story, but it's not gonna be me, it's gonna be you this time. So the story can be up to 1.5 minutes. It could be 1 minute and that will be fine. So we are going to use time sequencers to describe the events. Do not forget to use past simple and past continuous to tell your story. Finally, add pictures to visualize the sequence of events. Does your story have a happy or sad ending? Once finished, please add at least 2 comments to your classmates' stories. That's what I want you to do. And in order to help you, I have added something else into Flipgrid, and this is about time sequencers, okay? So this is, if you click on the topic, you'll find a link about telling stories. So when you're telling stories, what kind of time sequencers can you use? The beginning of your story might start with, first of all, to start with, initially, to begin with, and then to continue the story, then after that, next, immediately, as soon as, and then it could be like suddenly, unexpectedly. And to end your story, you can use finally, in the end, eventually, and we can also use while, during, and this is just one text that can help you to add sequencers, and this is kind of a model that we could use or you can use. But actually I wanted to share this kind of information so you might use these words when you're telling your story. Okay, there's something else that I wanted to show you before we leave, and it's this. It might help you when recording your video. Okay, if you are telling a story, do not forget to use these time sequencers. First, I was in the park with my family, and next, I heard a very weird noise, and then I realized there was a bear getting close to us. We were having a picnic. After that, the bear approached and he tried to eat our food. And finally, we left the park because of the bear. I don't know. It could be any story, but these are the words you can use to describe what happened first and next and then and after and finally. It could be like this, very simple. First, if you can describe how to make an omelette. You can use a recipe if you want. It could be, first, I break the eggs. Next, I heat the butter in the pan. Then I add the eggs, and finally I eat the omelette with a toast. Puede ser una receta, puede ser una historia, but I want you to use these time sequencers. And this is something else that I wanted to share with you. You can use pictures like this. So as you show the pictures, you can describe what is it happening. So what happened first, and then, and suddenly, and eventually, and finally. And this is another picture. It could be another story. You can use, I want you to use images because that can make it easy for people to understand your story, right? What happened at the beginning and how the story ends. And that's it. This is another picture that I was trying to find pictures so you can, if you want to use them, it's fine. Okay, but that's what I want you to do. Do not forget that we have to keep working on Alticia. If you have not started, you should start now. If you want me to share the link, the Flipgrid link in the chat, in the group, I can do it. I'm gonna Flipgrid activity, así le voy a llamar, Flipgrid activity, telling a story. Okay, I'm gonna share this in the WhatsApp group, Flipgrid. So if you want to join from the WhatsApp group, access the link, you can do it. Okay, I'm gonna call it telling a story. Okay, and that is Flipgrid, so you will not forget you have to do that. And this is the link for additional information, time connectors, time sequencers, so you can tell the story. Okay, and that's it. So let me have a screenshot of everyone.